Hello everyone and welcome back to Roscale Sandbox. Yes, today we are back and in this episode I want to fill in this blank space that we've got going on over here. But first of all, following on from the end of last episode, I did go and rebuild the two fields. The only change I made was that this exit sort of came out here, and otherwise it is pretty much exactly the same as how I did it in the video. But yes, after those shenanigans, I will make sure to save sporadically throughout the video so that if I do lose Wi-Fi again, I've only got to rebuild, a little bit and not the entire thing. Anyway, today I wanted to build something quite different. I wanted to try and build a quarry in here, and I am going to be using the method of these wedges as the sort of cliff faces, but we're going to make it all slightly smaller and slightly more detailed, and we are going to use a different sort of color. So let's get cracking. The first thing we need to do is remove this big cylinder in here, because obviously it's sort of taking up all of the room, and we've also got to move a lot of this land back. Now, the other thing we need to do is just finish off this edge a little bit nicer, because obviously we don't have the big cylinder in here anymore. What I'm going to do is just come and select all of these slopes. I'm going to turn them into blocks, and hopefully we can pull them all back so that they sort of make their own curve. There we go. Look at that. That is absolutely perfect. All right, so this is approximately the space we've got to work with. I think this is going to be really cool. So the first thing I think we should do is sort of plan out all of the levels. That is where the trucks are going to drive in and where all of the rest of the kind of things are. I am actually going to push that back a bit because I feel like we do need the space. And I think we're going to go with a light pebble for the pathway. Well, this is really sort of the road, to be honest. And we're just going to sort of bring it into the middle of this space. Okay, so it's taken me a very, very long time to come up with a texture and color for this ground that I like. And that is because this is pretty much the texture we're going to be using all over the sort of entire quarry for the walls and all of the tunnels and stuff. So I wanted it to look good against the sort of backdrop of the grass. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Before we start putting in all the layers of the rock, I think we need to put in where the roads are going to go around the quarry so we sort of know the layout. So first, I think we're going to have a slope up this way, along with one in the complete opposite direction as well. Now, we are very nicely going to bring this first slope around in a nice little circle. And we're just going to sort of run it parallel to the entrance roadway. And I think at this point, we're going to have another almost base camp, as it were. More of like a central hub kind of area. Because yeah, from this point, we are going to have some other roads going sort of onwards and upwards. And this is where it gets really interesting, because I want this part of the road over here to continue around this way, and then this one to also link up with it. So we're going to have a nice sort of interconnecting network of roads around this quarry. And to do that, what I'm going to do is have another little base camp over here. This one probably smaller than this one. And what we're going to do, like the others, is just have this little bit at the back that sort of continues into an upward sloping piece. So now I've got this, we can connect these two. And yeah, there we go. That is all connected up really nicely. Okay, so So now you can sort of get a feel for what I'm doing and how I'm building this. I'm going to go and build all of the other roads all around this quarry just to shape it out. And then after that, we can start working on all the cliff faces. Okay, so this is the layout that I've sort of ended up with. As you can see, it's quite complex in sort of, there's lots of things happening and all that. However, I've actually decided this is going to be the entrance to the quarry. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to extend this road around this way, along here, past this entrance, so trucks can get in and out. And then we're actually going to continue it and meet this road here. So yeah, let's just basically go and do that now. Do you know what though? I did make like a nice little road part over here. Yeah. This is just like one segment, so I'm going to bring this over just because I feel like it's going to be easier to work with this, especially for sort of curving it around this way and all that. So let's say we put the road there. I'm going to start curving it round towards this bit over here, and then I'll obviously come back and fill in the gaps a bit later on. Okay, there we go. That is one part of the road done. Now, for this one, I'm obviously just going to drag this out nice and straight. We are, of course, going to have to come along with the white stripes and place these in by hand. And I've also just put in a little gap here because this is obviously where the quarry entrance is. And speaking of, I feel like we should connect this up right now. All right, there we go. That is the quarry nicely connected up, and the road is looking pretty cool.
Okay, guys, unfortunately, that is all I have time for today. We will be finishing off the quarry in a part 2 video. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to leave a like, please make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.